Hey guys, this is Kevin over at JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We would greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today we'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore self-winding chronograph. This is the model number 26231BA.ZZ.D027CA.01. As of course that's a mouthful of saying, a mouthful and too much to type. We have the links to the watch in the description below. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, strap, buckle, and we'll be talking about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial, we have a beautiful combination dial of the Lady Tapisserie pattern blue dial. Lady Tapisserie patterning being this sort of square patterning you would see on the typical of the Audemars Piguet line, where you see this sort of square patterning behind the dial. But for the other Royal Oaks and the Royal Oak Offshores, they have Mega Tapisserie or Petite Tapisserie. Those are different squared patternings. This specific one actually stops at the edges, as you can see where the hour markers are. It's sort of smoothed out instead, so it keeps just the sort of general center area of the watch with that sort of square patterning before moving on to just a nice blue external zone, which adds a nice little contrast to the face of the watch. It's actually very unique as well. Besides that, the color toning of the yellow gold case matching with the champagne subdials, and the blue helping it pop a lot more just from the contrasting of colors. And they actually further that with the subdials. The hands themselves on the subdials are also marked in a blue as well. The hour markers are marked with index hour markers, gold tone counters, all luminous filled, of course. So we're missing a 3, 6, and 9, being as the subdials 3, 6, and 9 as well sort of take up that real estate space there. We don't have those index hour markers, but we do have the most important one, which is the total clock position, having the double being, so you'll be able to tell the time at a glance very quickly and very easily. For the luminosity, I can actually show you the luminosity itself. So let me go ahead and charge up those markers and shut off my light here so you get a better idea of how this looks. Let me just close off the bezel, and you can see very beautiful luminosity. I do apologize, I guess I was wrong. We still have the sort of dot indices at the 369 to still sort of landmark those positions, so you could be able to view the time very easily at night as well. As you can see, it's very easy to read. All right, turn the light back on here. Besides that, we just have the Audemars Piguet name at the 12 o'clock position. The chronograph subdials, typical of any watch. We have maybe in different positions, but specifically for this one, we have the 2-hour elapsed time at the 9 o'clock position, 30-minute elapsed time at the 3 o'clock position, and this is actually your the original seconds, where your actual seconds of the watch is going, because the central seconds hand on the main portion of the dial is actually controlled by the chronograph pushers, and I'll show you how that works later in the video. But besides that, very beautiful dial. This is the only dial you can get this watch in, so you can only get it in the blue with the champagne subdials. Moving on, as this is more of a luxurious dress watch on the AP line, also as more for the ladies as well. This is a smaller watch. For the bezel, we still have the iconic hexagonal screws at its individual positions, nicely high polished, add a nice little contrast pop to the face of the watch, make it a little more eye-catching against these 32 brilliant cut diamonds. There's 32 diamonds in total, as you can count from the individual rows and rows of 4. And the whole carat weight's about a 1 carat weight for the diamonds themselves on the bezel. Absolutely beautiful addition to the watch itself, to make it even more eye-catching if the color contrast from the champagne to the blue was not enough for you. As we move on to the case now, the case is, as I mentioned, it is a smaller size casing, as this is a ladies watch. We're looking at a 37mm case size. So from an index finger to my thumb here, that's 37mm in diameter. From the side profile of the watch, it does sit high off the wrist, as APs typically do have a higher profile. You're looking at a case thickness of 12.35 millimeters. So while it's still a little bit tall, it still can fit under those suit cuffs, dress cuffs very easily. Showing you the other side as well, you can see the nice continuation of the brush polish from the tops of the case to the bottom of the case, side, and on the side as well. Of course, we still have the typical chamfers, nicely high polish to give a nice trimmed edge to the case itself. And of course, matching with a very beautiful high polish on the side of the hexagonal bezel as well, or rather octagonal bezel. But besides that, that's pretty much it for the case, as we're going to go ahead and move on to the crown now. The crown is located at the 3 o'clock position. It is a screw down crown. We're going to go ahead and unwind that counterclockwise as shown. And in the standard position is where you can actually wind the watch. About 15 to 20 clockwise turns is all you need to get the watch started from a dead stop. Pulling the crown out to the next position, and I just realized I didn't mention it. Right between the 4 and 5 o'clock position, we have the date window, easily adjusted by the crown function. No cyclops lens or any magnification on there, as it's still actually pretty easy to read. Okay, I'm just going to shift that over to the next state, and I'm pulling out the crown to the final position. We'll actually we'll let you adjust the time bidirectionally as shown. So I'm going to go ahead and set it back to the 10 and the 2. Very quick, very easy to do. And always make sure to press the crown in and screw it nice and tight in against the case, as you want to keep this watch water resistant. Specifically, the water resistance for this watch is 50 meters. All right. And of course, at the 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock position, we have the chronograph pushers, as this is a chronograph watch, as I mentioned before. Pressing the 2 o'clock pusher will start that central seconds hand where you can track the elapsed time, and that's where the 30-minute elapsed time and the 12-hour elapsed time markers will begin to move in their own individual pace, of course, as the time goes. You aren't able to reset the watch, the chronograph function while it's going. You do have to pause it with the second 2 o'clock position once more and reset it with the 4 o'clock position, and that will reset that main central seconds hand with the 12 o'clock 12-hour elapsed time and the 30-minute elapsed time. All right, moving on to the strap now. So the strap, continuing on with the contrasting of the blue and gold theme, we have the nice beautiful blue rubber strap, as this is a offshore watch, typically is a diver's watch, as you know the offshore name would entail. But you can see very beautiful rubber strap, not a very light blue, it's a very much darker blue for the rubber strap. You would think it looks like a tang buckle, but that's actually just to set the sort of wrist size. But besides that, you can actually open it up and it's a folding clasp. Very simple, very easy to use folding clasp. So looks like a tang buckle, works half of a tang buckle, as you can actually adjust how you would like for your sizing, and then you'll be able to open it up as so, like a folding clasp. Now I just want to show you the back of the case. You can see the beautiful back of the case. Actually, a little smudge there. Let me rub that right off for you. Still a little bit. Okay. Very beautiful high polish with the Royal Oak Offshore name embossed on there, on the back there. We have some symbols like the AU 750 being the gold, some hallmarks on the side. Fortunately, this portion of the serial number at the bottom there I can't show you. But there's the back of the case. Absolutely gorgeous use of the high polish on there. Just looks very beautiful to look at. Very love the use of that whatever font they have there. All right, the movement itself is housed in that. There's no exhibition case back, as I've shown you, but it's just the movement itself is a self-winding caliber 2385 movement. We're looking at a power reserve of 40 hours, meaning you could put this watch down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Sunday morning, and it'll be keeping time just fine. Of course, self-winding meaning that just wearing the watch itself and not putting it down, the simple inertia from your wrist, the movements from your wrist will keep the watch going. The power reserve is strictly if you put the watch down, you don't touch it for a bit, then you do have to wind it from a dead stop, as it's showing you what the crown functions. But the movement itself is just to use the chronograph features, of course, and the hour and minute hands as well, and that there's the sub-dial functions as well. All right, now let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist. This is a ladies watch. It won't fully fit on my wrist, so I'm just gonna show you it as best as I can, and there we are. Kind of, so you can see, very, very beautiful watch, absolutely eye-catching with the usage of the diamonds in the bezel to capture this sort of light in a dazzling way, as probably not best shown in my light box, but during daytime, you know, those diamonds will catch light very beautifully. That just perfect use of the champagne sub dials with the blue dial, and again, I'm mentioning the sort of lady tapisserie patterning, having that nice square patterning as Audemars Piguet is known for, but also smoothing out the very outer edge to give it a nice sort of bordering to sort of finish it all up. Let's show you the side profile of the watch. You can see how it doesn't sit too high off the wrist, as I mentioned. Still can fit on those suit cuffs, dress cuffs very easily, but it does sit higher than most watches. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website, jazztime.com, where the lowest price is guaranteed. We offer, and if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jazztime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.